Okay, everybody. I've never, I've never done this. I'm just trying something new, mainly for fun, because usually in the kitchen I am by myself, um, and I actually enjoy socializing. So um, this is my way of doing it, I suppose. All right. So as the title suggested, by the way, my kitchen's messy. It's always going to be messy. That's just how I am right now. But I'm using my laptop. I don't have like some fancy equipment, and I need my phone to follow a recipe. So, laptop, weird angle. But anyway, I'm making French toast, and you might see me go in and out of the camera. My maybe I should rename this, but I actually plan to clean and cook. So, like, while the French toast is being made in the pan, I'll be picking up things in the kitchen, um, because that's what I like to do. I like to double task. Anyway, so I'm going to get started here. All right, I have my bowl, milk, measuring spoons, eggs, 2 eggs, by the way, 2 eggs, cinnamon powder. You can use butter, but I prefer, I can't believe it's not butter. And we need vanilla extract. I just use store brand. Let's see, white sugar. Now, um, when I say white sugar, I mean powdered sugar. This by means is no not a requirement. It's more like, in case someone in your family likes the French toast top with powdered sugar. And that's it. I personally use honey, but the final topping, again, for most people, is syrup. Okay. So I'm gonna mix. Okay. I'm gonna use this as my little trash container for now. And I'm gonna do half cup of milk. I'm not good at eyeballing, so I just always use a measuring cup. Well, I am good at eyeballing, but I prefer to be exact, actually. That's the best way to say it. Half teaspoon of cinnamon powder. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I hope you guys can hear me. If anybody watches this, really, it's just therapeutic for me. So, if no one watches it, that's fine as well. But if you are, I hope you can hear me. Some people put sugar in the mixture of the white of their French toast, but I don't. Just for fun, use a whisk, but you can always use just a fork. Oh, and on that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn the fan on. Look at that, I got it on the right burner on the first try. I put the flame, I have gas, flat gas electric stove mix. So I put my um, heat on right before you hit medium. I just found that works best in my case. So I heat my stainless steel pan first because it helps with the non-stick coating, and then I put butter in. Smells good. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't. I don't have the best camera on here. Okay. I do have a separate napkin to wipe the utensils from the napkin I use for my hands. And yes, I'm trying to be a little bit more economical as well as environmentally friendly. So I do try to use reusable washable napkins compared to just using paper towels. And honestly, I would suggest it from an economical standpoint. You know, I'm not going to get into the politics of whether or not you should recycle, not recycle, but reuse. I think that's the right word. I'm going to cut this down a little bit because the pan got hotter than I wanted it to. But the butter's not going to burn, not quickly anyway. Just going to put it on the lid just in case I need to add more butter. I'm going to get the bread. Okay, so in this house, we use multiple different breads depending on who's eating. So, for example, I'll cut this down again. For example, for my husband and children, I try to get the 647 multi-grain bread because it's a healthier version of bread than most bread that I've seen in the store. So, um, let's see if I can find the ingredients. Just rather quickly, because I do follow a lot of people on health who are trying to enrich their health and at the same time enrich other people. So I'm just going to put the main ingredients that I like, and this one is water modified wheat starch, whole grain wheat, and enriched flour. Now I'm not a big fan of enriched flour, but my family, you can only do so much with their taste buds. So you just try to find the healthiest that they will eat or tolerate without making them eat something that they don't like. Whereas me, I actually personally like this bread. I actually got it from Aldi's. I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's probably other places, but this is called Simple Nature. It's a it's labeled as organic, right? It's thin sliced bread. I find it works really well with my um, glucose levels. I track them because uh, we're trying to conceive, and I just want to make sure I'm at my healthiest. Because in the past, I was gestational, and I just want to make sure that stays controlled so it doesn't get worse. So anyway, so for this bread, which is, by the way, like I said, it's Simple Nature thin slice grain-tastic 21 whole grain seeds in bread. It has organic whole wheat, water, organic cane sugar, which is better, from my understanding, than white sugar, which is processed sugar. Organic whole grain and seed mix, whole flax, whole grain flax seeds, organic sunflower seeds, organic sesame seeds, organic pumpkin seeds, etc. I'm not going to get into every ingredient on here because then I won't be cooking anymore. I'll be reviewing ingredient lists, but I will tell you that everything in this bread, I can actually say the words. I understand what they are. I can imagine it. I've seen the different types of seeds. Um, so I feel more comfortable with this bread. And it's only 70 calories. It has 3 grams of sugar and a total carbs of 13 grams per slice. Yeah. So I'm going to do I'm going to turn the flame back up just so it gets really warm. I'm going to do my husband's bread first. Just because I like making sure everybody is fed, even before myself. This is just for science. Make sure. I'm actually going to just put this with the trash, not because it is trash, but because, it's already egg mixture in here, so it's not going to hurt to put it with the eggshells, even if I need to reuse it. We dip the bread. Quickly so that the bread doesn't get soggy. And we'll put it in the pan. Yeah, his bread obviously it's like his bread automatically soaks up almost all the cinnamon. Like at least the first piece. And I'm okay with that because I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon anyway. Um, I really love cinnamon. All right. So I did those two. I'm gonna quickly wash my hands. And again, I'm using different napkins so that I don't contaminate my food products, pans, etc. I only made two slices because I just feel like any more bread could be like carb overload. And my journey of watching calories and watching carbs and watching sugar intake and all that has actually helped. I've went from a whopping 213 pounds to now I keep bouncing between 184 and 185. All right. By the way, this is the thin sliced bread, so it's pretty thin, but I like it like that. I need to get a spatula. Yeah, I can just use palms. Now, they say that the food is cooked, fully cooked on one side or ready to be released when it's no longer sticking. And I kind of like that rule. It's easier for me to judge when I should flip a piece of bread. Um, like, for example, because I'm cooking on the smaller burner, one side of the pan is, is heating the food quicker than the other side. So I'm able to like flip. Even though I almost put this bread, the first bread, my husband's bread in first, um, the left side is cooking quicker than the right side. Now, that is something I would like to change in my own kitchen. I would like it if I just had like a flat top. Um, stove that was just hot all the way around. That way I wouldn't have to worry about trying to find like even or I mean I wouldn't have to worry about uneven cooking. So feel free to tell me about any stoves out there that I might be able to save for in the future that will help me as far as like just a kind of like what you would see at like a Waffle House, I guess, where it's just like a flat stove and it just everything just heats all at once. To me, that seems like it would be a dream come true. Let's just stick it a little bit. So my thin sliced bread, it gets soggier, right? Like it won't be soggy by the time I finish cooking it, but it just takes a little longer to cook because I guess it's so thin that it just soaks up quicker and um, it's more susceptible to being softer because it doesn't have as many layers of fluffiness of bread to capture all the liquid that I just introduced it to. Okay. So what I've learned about French toast is that you have to make sure, like even though it looks like it's cooked on the outside, you have to make sure that all the ingredients fully cooks in the inside because some of that batter gets soaked into the middle of the blend, and you can definitely tell when it's not cooked like fully through. I just don't want to do that to myself or my husband. Might actually have to put more butter in here. Got some little stuck pieces. I'm just gonna take those out real quick. I really enjoy stainless steel pans because they're easy to clean. However, I do own a cast iron, and I always forget how easy it is to use cast iron as well until I go to use it. The only thing about cast iron is that it's heavy. Now, this has nothing to do with the the other versions of cast iron, like what do they call it, carbon? I don't know. The other versions of cast iron was like a mix. Those seem cool, but I just didn't want to do a mix because apparently that mixed um, cast iron pan can still scratch, whereas um, with pure cast iron and pure stainless steel, they don't scratch. Yes, you do have to worry about um, seasoning a cast iron pan or making a mistake and unseasoning it, but it's easy to season it again. So I don't have a problem with that. All right. I'll show you in a bit what the difference is. Like how does it look? I think this is. It looks pretty, doesn't it? The fire, the flame. I mean, the fire, the flame. The flame and the stainless steel on the black stove. It's very pretty. Call me weird, but I just enjoy. Um, Even though I like to be social, I kind of just also enjoy the solitude. It gives me time to think. Could be about like what I want to do for the day. Could be about finances, especially in this time period that we're having right now. It could be what my experiences were with our children earlier during the week. Usually they're all smiles. It could be school because I am in school as well. So it could be anything. Now I have like this leftover batter. You probably can't see it very well. Yeah. Anyway, um, I'm wondering like what can I do with it? Other than make more French toast, right? If anybody knows, let me know. Like, can I just put it in the refrigerator for later, or is that like a bacteria thing? I don't know. Maybe I will just Google it if no one responds. But I don't mind hearing what you have to say or reading what you have to say. I just ask that you be kind to me, whatever your version of kind is. I don't mind critiques because sometimes we need critiques to grow. I guess I could start putting this stuff away. Now I thought about doing like other videos, like hiking and running and walking, but I just feel like I need a good camera for that. Like maybe a GoPro or something. I don't know. See, I'm one of those people who's like really into um, tech stuff, but at the same time, I'm so far removed from it because my life is like literally focused around my children and work and homework and sleep. And because I'm not in a um, some sort of tech major, I just don't I don't have a lot of exposure to it. But I am actually good at picking things up. So if you have a suggestion, please let me know. Now, of course, we can't just have. Um, I mean, we could. Let me not say that. We could just have French toast for breakfast, but typically I like to include meat. Sometimes it's eggs, and sometimes it's sausage. Sometimes it's eggs and sausage. But honestly, I'm not really that hungry. Um, so I might just stick with sausage. And a nice cup of coffee. So, let's see. Yeah, almost done. Just a little bit. I'll turn you heat up again. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Well, I'll show you what mine looks like without the sugar powder, and I'll show you what my husband's looks like with the sugar powder, because like I said earlier, while I do enjoy sugar powder, I don't add it because I'm trying to make sure that I don't spike myself. We're running out of vanilla extract. I'm not gonna ask my husband to buy more. You know, it's interesting. The family dynamics kind of changed a little bit. Not by choice. That's part. That's all part of the experience of living. I think this is done. Just give it a second. And then, now, want to hear something interesting? Look at the back. Look at the labels of sausages, and you will find that for some reason, manufacturers put high fructose corn syrup in sausages and in hot dogs, and I don't know why. So it's been a journey. Oh, and also we try to use uncured bacon so we don't get all the different additives that aren't needed. But anyway, it's just very interesting. I had no idea that they were putting sugar in the hot dogs. Like, why? Why does that happen? I don't know. Anyway, so maybe I put the sugar on first and then show you guys what that looks like. And yes, I put the sugar on both sides. I think it'd be really cool one day to get like one of those like sippers that they use for flour. They may be using that on sugar. And he's not doing that. So, orders. All right. So this is his. I know. I'm sorry. Not great picture, right? It's all the lighting and the old camera on this old laptop. And then here's mine, but I'm gonna put honey on mine. And yes, I know honey doesn't isn't does spike your glucose levels, but I just feel like you can't have everything and at least this is healthy for you. Yeah. One day I'll get a better camera. Anyway, so that's this. Let me just set this to the side real quick. And I'm just going to use the same pan for the sausages. This is already hot. So my sausage pick is Roger Wood. They're technically already cooked, like pre-cooked, but I like them. They don't have anything extra in it other than, let's see, beef, pork, water. Contains 2 or less salt, cane sugar, vinegar. It does have some stuff in there like sodium phosphate, monosodium glutamate, paprika, sodium ethervate, and sodium nitrite. I know, you gotta get away from the nitrites. right? At least this is what I keep hearing. But maybe one day we will. We're not perfect in this household. And maybe even currently we really can't afford to be like 100%. Yes, I know. I think I've seen videos where people have actually made their own sausages and stuff. And while I think that's cool, I just don't know if it's for us right now. Because one, it seems time consuming. Two, where do we start with that? I know, just look for a recipe, right? But you know, you gotta get casings, and mainly for me is time. Do I wish we just had 100% clean food? Yes. Maybe if we were like farmers or something. I'm sure I could find passion in farming. I pretty much find passion in almost everything. Like you gotta like find something you like about everything. You don't have to, but I mean it makes like more easy emotionally. Sorry if this is annoying, this sound. It's because I'm using a glass cutting board and I'm on the rough side, the texture side. And I know I could use the other side, but I just don't like the smooth side as much. Anyway, I love this. I got it from TV. It's a sprayer and a pourer. So this is what I use for the oil. I used to have like this one's plastic. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. This is glass with plastic lid. I used to have a different one that was just a pourer, but I just missed the idea of well, I could just spray oil real quick on my some of my food, you know, like the chicken or even steak, without having to like use a brush. Which, by the way, I have no idea where that brush is because my tower had it. Probably threw it somewhere. It might even be behind the stove. I'm not sure. One day I'll pull out the stove and look for some stuff that's probably missing. You know what's funny? We have a waffle maker. Never use it. Ever, ever, ever. And I'm the one who likes waffles, not anyone else in the house. And that's actually probably why I never use it. A lot of times I don't. I don't make anything unless everybody can find some kind of enjoyment in it. Um, maybe I'm past making things just for myself. Because for a very long time, I lived totally by myself, and I did not enjoy it. I was really happy when my life changed. I need a rubber band. I need to go buy rubber bands. Um, hmm, I guess that's why I was in this. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but they have these sites where, like, if you're in a study group, like, I mean, sorry, like let's just say you're like an online student, or you're just studying, right? Or you need to clean, but you are in the house for whatever reason, or in your apartment by yourself, and you just feel like you want some company, but not necessarily, you don't need to talk to them. Maybe you want to listen to music, maybe you don't. Maybe you want somebody else to control the music, maybe you don't. But anyway, they have these groups where you could sign up online. Some of them are free, um, and you just get together silently and work and do whatever you want to do. Not whatever you want to do, but do whatever the group is geared towards. Like some groups are specifically geared to doing home studying, or some groups are specifically geared towards cleaning, or you can just do a kind of a mixture, depending on how the group is set up. And the host person of the group, um, sometimes they play music, sometimes they don't. You just have to look for the group that works for you. Anyway, I thought it would be a bit strange, but I just really felt like I needed the push or the motivation. And sometimes I feel like the only way I can do that is if I have um, like-minded people surrounding me, where kind of like running, where you don't necessarily always talk to a running partner. You just kind of need people around you, like a gym. Like, sure, I can work out at home. I have a gym, right? But I just sometimes I just crave that feeling of group connectedness instead of autonomy. I want um, something where we're all like have the same goal, even though we are not necessarily working on that goal together. We're working on it as individuals, which is where our autonomy is, but not necessarily, um, like I said, working on it together. Because of course we don't know each other. We didn't come to the gym together. Anyway, so I like that idea, and so I tried it, and I tell you what, very beneficial. If you've never tried it, don't knock it. Just try it for yourself. If you are craving that connectedness without necessarily having to communicate. And yes, those groups do provide like break times, like kind of like Podomo. I think that's the right word. Where like, you know, the host will track how long you've been working as a group, and then they will put a timer on, and then that will give you your 5, 10, or 15, 5 or 10 minute break. And then you come back. I honestly, I think it's worth it. Like I said, so if you have never tried it, do it. And actually, this that's kind of like where this idea came from. And yes, I know people stream all the time, and they do it for likes. Maybe they do it to get paid, but today I just wanted to do it to feel that connectedness, regardless of whether or not anyone ever actually watches this. As you can see, I'm holding on to this battery like I'm gonna do something with it. Why do I hoard like that? I have no idea. It's looking good, it's smelling good. I don't know if you can hear it, but what do I do? Can I save this? You know, I don't know what to do. Okay, so it says you can save it in the refrigerator for up to 2 days in an airtight container. For longer storage, you can freeze the batter for up to a month. It may become slightly thinner, but it'll still cook up fine. Now, today is Monday. I work tomorrow for free. If you haven't guessed, I am one of those furlough workers. Um, anyway, so I probably won't be cooking in the morning. This is probably the only thing I um, don't enjoy about working. Because I enjoy taking care of the house and cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I enjoy freedom of movement. Um, but, bills have to be paid. And I also enjoy helping people. So that's where work comes in. So don't get me wrong. Work is great. Because it gives me a sense of generativity. Sorry, I was looking for a small container for this battery. Anyway, um, this. I think instead of wasting it, because now that Google has told me that I can freeze it, maybe I'll just freeze it because I don't think I'm going to be coming back to it in the next 2 days. But, if I don't have to waste an egg or the batter or the cinnamon or the vanilla extract, then why not? These are extra firm. Well, they were already done, but heat it up. And so I have to try something new because I've been putting this on with everything. Can you see that? Slap your mama. Anyway, I'm gonna try to put this on the sausage. The sausage is already spicy, but just to give it something different. Let's try. Hey, love. Food's almost ready. I think I will. Wrap. Oh, I don't think I have any. Oh, I have a Christmas seal. Think about it. Yeah, freezer bag, right? I guess what I'll do is I'll use a lid made for it. I was gonna put plastic over the container under between the lids, but I'll just use this. I like these, and then I'll put it in the freezer bag. Hopefully, that'll be good enough. Because honestly, the only time I ever need cling wrap is when I don't have it. All right, now I'm gonna plate this. Well, I guess I'll heat them up first, and then I'll plate it. And then I will show it to you, and then that will be it. Feel free to replay this video, obviously. If you're not done cooking or cleaning in your own house, and you just want a little bit of company, a little bit of solace, yeah, then feel free. I've done it. Can't forget the coffee, by the way. This is awesome. I love two kettles now because it's so easy. Just flip it where it gets hot, and it auto shuts off, and that's it. And it doesn't take long. So, anyway. Sometimes most of the time, usually I drain these meat products because of the excess oil, but um, I don't want to waste a paper towel on it. Like a real paper towel. We do have a small stock of like regular paper towels. I just try not to use them unless we run out of napkins or something. If somebody has a suggestion on that, like what type of reusable towels they use to drain meat, um, feel free to let me know what you use. I will be hitting the gym after I eat this. Give myself like an hour. Well, I got some volunteer work that I'm going to be doing today, but at some point I will be hitting the gym. I haven't done like real gym work in the past 2 days. I've mainly been outside, hanging out with the kids, or doing some extra errands and stuff. But the gym is coming. Without it, I feel I get mentally fatigued real quick. This piece is gonna be so good. I'm gonna put both of these in the dirty clothes. Well, I actually don't mix them. I know you can, like, it's just a personal thing. Um, because the washer is really good at doing its job. However, for my sanity, because sometimes I don't know if it's like this in your household, but sometimes it takes like 2 weeks for the original clothes to be washed. Not washed, but like to be brought up from the basement. So instead, I just um, wash these separately with like its own kind. We have enough of them to where it's not a waste of water. Oh, guys, I know that everybody makes coffee differently, but again, I was trying to find ways that don't spike my levels, right? So I'm gonna try light cream. I've been using heavy whipping cream, but what I like about it is that it's less than 1 gram of sugar, and that its carbs is less than 1 gram as well. And I have a tendency. I know I love fresh vanilla flavor. Don't get me wrong. So when I really want like a vanilla flavor, I'll just use a protein shake that's flavored with vanilla, and I'll use that to mix in my coffee instead of using um, all these creamers that have lots of sugar and carbs in them. See, cut off by itself. I bought this for like $1 at a yard sale. I'm really proud of myself. We used to have like and we still do because my oldest likes to make noodles in them. But we had one of these, and we filled this up, and then to keep the water hot, we put it in this. Now this was a wedding gift from previous wedding, my first marriage. And I kept it because it's very useful. It keeps the water hot for like 5, 6 hours. So thank you for the people who actually who bought me that. I did not waste that gift. But now we just use this if my oldest wants to make noodles in it because I don't want him to use the stove unattended. Anyway, with the cream though, I do use the Truvia Stevia Life, and I know. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's the lighting in the camera. But trust me, it does say Truvia Stevia Life. I like to use that with my coffee. Give me some kind of flavor, and again, because my body doesn't recognize it as sugar, my levels don't spike. Anyway, thank you. And I'm going to show you the end result. I know it might be better with eggs, but you just don't need 2 meats right now. Anyway, can you see? Here we go. So this is my husband's sausages and toast, French toast. This is mine. Same thing, but without the powdered sugar. I like to take pictures of my food. Um, so if you ever wanted to see them because this camera is not doing any kind of justice, then feel free to go to Tierra underscore Lamore on Instagram. It's spelled TEARRA underscore Lamore LAMORE. And um, you can see the photos there. Sometimes I post videos and it's using my phone, so the pictures and the videos are much clearer. You can also get to know me because you'll see my family on there. You won't see my youngest kid's face, but you can see a little bit of my personality come out on Instagram. And yeah, I think that's it. You take this photo now, so if you go there. And again, no I, so it's TEARRA underscore Lamore LAMORE. You know what this would be really good with? Strawberries. Cut up strawberries. Anyway, thanks for staying with me all this time. You have a good day. Enjoy the weather outside. It's beautiful, especially if you're in my side of the world. Um, Fall is a beautiful time. Peace and blessings.